Hey everybody, this is Dan Phelps with Learning to Smoke, and today we're going to be doing some smoked brisket chili. So smoked brisket from what we have leftovers of, going to use some brisket flat, going to put it into a chili, and I'm going to show you the step-by-step instructions, as well as a secret ingredient at the end. So why don't you stick around and see what happens there, barbecue family. Alright, so now we're up to about a medium temp here. What I'm going to do is pour in some avocado oil. Sides aren't too hot yet, so swirl that around. Okay, a little hot maybe. And what I'm going to do now is put in some onion. So I got a whole onion, smaller onion, that I cut up, diced up. Going to cook that in here. Move that around. Going to cook this up for a few minutes so it gets a little yellow. You'll see all the smoke. It's because it's cold outside. It's a fall day, but oh man, the weather turned on us here, so it's in the low 40s, upper 30s right now. So I'll saute that up, and then I'll throw in some garlic too. I've got some minced garlic I'm going to put in, but I'm not putting it in right now because you don't want to put the garlic in too early, otherwise you may burn it and you won't get the flavor. So I'm going to add it near the end of the onions being sauteed, so I can get some more aroma from that. And then I'll go to the next step. Okay, it's been a few minutes here. I've been mixing it around occasionally. I think it's starting to look pretty good here. Get some crispy edges, get a little soft. So now I'm going to add my garlic. I've got about 3 cloves here of minced garlic. Mix it around just for a little bit. Not going to do it too much, so I don't want to burn the garlic in there. Like I say, I want that flavor of the garlic to stand out. If I burn it, then the flavor's gone. So now that we've done that, the next step is going to be to add in a pound of ground beef. So when you go to the grocery store, butcher, wherever you get your ground beef, here I'm going to season it too. Before I get into that, I'm going to season this. I'm seasoning this up with some Lane's brisket rub. I love that stuff for beef. Just more of a salt, pepper, garlic based rub. Got this little masher here too. Helps break up the meat. But anyway, going back to the meat itself, the ground beef. So I like to go with 80-20. You go to the grocery store, you can get like 93.7, 95.5, 85.15. I like 80-20. I think it's a perfect balance of meat and fat, because with fat comes flavor. And that's what we like here with this. We'll cook this up here for a little bit. So as you can see, we're doing a good job there of integrating the hamburger with the onion and the garlic, and also the seasoning that I put in there. I'll let this go a little bit longer before we get to the next step. For now, I'll put the lid back on. Now, as we're waiting for this to finish up cooking, we're going to go ahead and slice up some brisket. So here I have the brisket. I've got about a pound of it here. It's been refrigerated, so you'll see some fat has frozen or refrigerated onto the brisket there. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cube this up for my brisket chili. So I'll just stack a few up top. Let me scoot some to the side over here. Actually, facing you, let me scoot some of these here. Start dicing it up. Whoop, lost some. Dang it. It's like gold. Can't believe I just let gold fall down the ground. Dang it. Just going to throw this stuff in the bowl right here, as you'll see. This is all the leftover brisket I have. This is brisket flat, by the way. You want flat instead of point. The reason you want the flat is because it's a little tougher and will hold up well and have a better chew in your chili. Whereas if you go with the point, it's just going to be mush, especially because you let this simmer for at least an hour. Look at that ground beef there. I think it's looking really good. But you can see we got grease at the bottom, so what I'm going to do now is grab some high temp gloves. I'm going to drain this grease. Okay, I have drained the grease. We are back. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to add some sausage here. So I got some sausage that I cut up and put in here. This is just one of those kielbasas you can get at the store. So I'm going to put that in here. I want that to cook up a little bit because I want to try and brown up the kielbasa a little. You can use whichever sausage you want, link sausage, but I'm going with this. You know what? Screw that. I realized I may just burn up the ground beef, so I'm going to add in the other ingredients. Here's that brisket that we chopped up earlier. Gonna put that in there. Oh, looks like that piece got a little too big. Now we've got all our meats in here and our onions. We're gonna add in some tomato sauce, 8-ounce can. We're also gonna put in beef broth. So I've got a 15-ounce can of it. Just gonna pour it all in just like this. And I also got a can of diced tomatoes. I drained the juice, mostly. Oh, and I've also got some chili powder I want to add in here too. Now we're going to mix all this up. Also have some Italian seasoning. I mixed in a little garlic salt with it too. We'll mix that in there. What we want to do now is bring this to a boil. And once we bring that to a boil, we're going to simmer it. And we'll simmer it for an hour. And when you're cooking outside in cold temperatures, the best way to get something to bring it up to boil is put a lid on it. So we'll see what happens here. And would you look at that? Magic of the lid there. So we're at boiling. We'll mix it around. I'll actually turn it down to a medium-low heat for simmer, as I mentioned earlier. So we'll let this simmer for an hour, but we don't want to totally neglect it. So we'll check on it probably about every 15 minutes or so, and we'll stir occasionally. All right, so I called an audible here. I decided to bring it inside. I am learning to smoke and I do cook outdoors, but I am showing you that you can also do this inside as well. But I did want to show you the outside effect there because obviously you can do it outside, but outside could be much easier just for me staying inside instead of running in and out every few minutes. But anyway, so yes, you can do that. But while we're waiting for that brisket chili to simmer, I took the lid off. So in the video earlier, I showed myself putting the lid on and then saying we're going to stir it every 10-15 minutes, which we're still doing. However, you can take the lid off and it's going to help thicken that chili, which is what I decided to do this time because in the past when I've made brisket chili, it has gotten a little runnier. But anyway, so I've got the lid off. That's going to help that liquid evaporate a little more to make it a little bit thicker. So I decided I'd come outside for this segment here to talk about whether to bean or not to bean when it comes to doing your chili. So some people are in the camp of no beans at all. Some people love the beans. Some people think it's not chili if there's beans in it. Whatever. Maybe there's all debate about it. This recipe can be done with or without beans. It does not matter. It does have brisket in it, so I think some purists may want to leave the beans out of it. But my family loves the beans and so anyway, that's what I'm doing this recipe. So whatever you want to say in the comments, let me know. Are you a bean or no bean person in your chili? So earlier I talked about a secret ingredient that you can put in at the end of your brisket chili cook. And so that ingredient to help thicken it up and add some extra flavor is going to be the Hershey's chocolate bar. Or any chocolate bar if you want. This is just what I had on hand. I'm sure you can get some fancier, nicer chocolates if you want. But anyway, that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to put that in the chili right now. So this chocolate bar here is already broken up. So I'll just break it into fours actually. Just toss it in there. Then we're going to mix that around. I'm just keep mixing it until it fully dissolves in there. You can break them into smaller pieces too if you want. Chop it up while it's in there. You'll also notice in this chili that there's a lot of that sausage and not as much brisket. And it's because when I had that brisket. I had family over, and well, you can tell the brisket's good when they eat a lot and there's not much left over, especially when there's none left over. But so I just took the leftover flat that I had and put it in here, and I had a lot of extra sausage, so I put that in there. So that's why you see a little imbalance, but normally you want to have more brisket than the sausage in there. But anyway, that's what we're dealing with, and this chili's still going to be bomb. As you can see, it's thickening up already, which is really awesome. Look at that. So now I'm going to scoop some up, put in this bowl here, just like that. Pretty simple. I'm going to give it a sample here. See you later. All right, just chilling here in my backyard, so let's give this brisket chili a shot. Yeah, that's so good. It's perfectly thick. Hopefully you can see that in the camera there, but I don't know. Maybe it's looking bad. I don't know. See? Maybe a little fuzzy. Anyway, if you want to get a great look at it, try it for yourself. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, barbecue family, for watching. And until next time, keep learning to smoke.